Now, before I get excited into my discussion, let me quickly talk to you a little bit about some of the challenges or weaknesses that the chief examiner has highlighted in the March 2026 examination. Because as I say always, the best way for you to learn and accelerate your progress is to learn from the mistake of your predecessors, people who have gone ahead of you, and then look at the thing that they did that delayed them, that prevented them from moving as fast as possible. You do the opposite, and then you can take your life to the next level. And so for the March 2026 examination, the chief examiner raised a number of concerns when it comes to students' performance. And so I want us to quickly go through some of them and then share our thoughts. Then we can come back and then solve the question that we want to address today. So general weaknesses. The first one is misinterpretation of questions requirements. And this is a classical example of how students end up failing the examination. Misinterpretation of question requirement. So some candidates struggle to fully grasp and respond to the specific demands of the question. For example, candidates were required to explain the importance and limitations of the no-loan principles of public life. However, many simply describe the principles themselves. So understanding the context of the question is very important. And that is the beauty of public sector. Another question was there where students were asked to, in a different examination that, for instance, students were asked to talk about the limitations or the objectives of PIFA, but what were they doing? They were rather writing out the pillars used under PIFA. So that's the first thing you want to understand, understanding the context of the question. And if you have followed my work, you know that it is something that I always highlight, that you must understand the context of the question. If not, you are going to be writing a lot of things that will not add any value to you at the end of the day. 2 is inadequate coverage of the syllabus. A significant number of candidates appear to focus narrowly on selected areas. Narrowly. So students were looking at, preparation of financial statement. So you have to cover the entire syllabus. The public sector accounting and finance syllabus has conceptual framework and regulatory framework, has governance in the public sector, has evaluation of financial statement, has preparation of financial statement, has IPSAS coming in. PIFA is there, budgeting is there. So you must make sure that you comprehensively cover the syllabus. Cover the syllabus. Third, weak application of the IPSAS. You must understand that now IPSAS have become integral to the public sector accounting and finance examination, just like how the accounting standards are integral in financial reporting and corporate reporting. So if you are going into the public sector examination, you must be strong on your IPSAS, because we're going to have 20 marks dedicated question on the IPSAS in the exam hall. Then the single entity or the question 1, which is going to be the preparation of financial statement, we are also going to be applying IPSAS in that area. So understanding of the IPSAS will really go a long way in enabling you to actually pass your examination at the end of the day. 4, difficulty in classification under the chart of accounts. That's very important, because if you're in a covered entity, revenue is government decentralized transfers, IGF, non-tax, grants and donations, right? If you're in a central government environment, then you're talking about direct tax, indirect taxes, non-tax revenue, grants and donations. Then the expenditure classification. So you have to be mindful of this. Next one is poor time management. Time has always been a challenge for the examination. And so the strategy is that you're going to put yourself in the position so that when you get to the exam hall, the first thing you do is to read the whole question, and then you start with the written questions that you can do best first. Once you're able to do the written questions that you can answer best first, boom, you are in a better position to now get yourself excited at the end of the day. Another thing is to also adequately prepare for the exam, which is coming up, and I'm going to talk about that. And that is the last point, inadequate preparation. In some cases, candidates' responses reflect minimal preparation and weak grasp of fundamental principle. As we are talking now, It will surprise you that there are people who have registered for the exam and they are not learning. But they are waiting to attend some intervention class be organized by Kweku Nancy, some intervention class be organized by Hey, so that they think attending a 3-hour class, a 6-hour class will help them pass the examination. And I say always, you cannot put yourself in a position and say, I'm going into the exam, I want to pass the examination, but I'm going to use a 4 hours, 6 hours intervention class to pass the exam. Nobody passed the exam with a 4-hour intervention class. 12 weeks, we have not even comprehensively covered everything in the syllabus. And you think an intervention class that you attend 3 hours, 4 hours will help you to pass the examination? What are you on? What crack are you smoking? I don't know. Maybe give me some. And that is one of the key challenges, inadequate preparation. Because people say, oh, they are working, they are busy, they are that. So they register for the exam, but don't prepare adequately to pass the examination. But they will then attend all manner of classes somewhere, thinking that magically a 3-hour class, a 4-hour class somewhere will open your brain and put all the syllabus into your brain in 3 hours and 4 hours. What are you smoking? Like, what exactly are you on? So these are some of the challenges, general weaknesses of candidates that the chief examiner raised concern on. And so if you are going into the exam hall, please be adequately prepared. Cover everything in the syllabus, upwards of 90% of the syllabus. Know the structuring of the question and the expectation of the examiner, how you are supposed to write out your answers. If you can do that, you can put yourself in the position, go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and pass the examination. If not, then you're going to really struggle to pass the exam. So those are some of the concerns that the chief examiner raised in the March 2026 examination. Remember, the average pass rate of the public sector examination is below 30%. Okay? It's below 30%. Below 30%. So it tells you that there is a lot of work that you have to do to enable you to go into the exam or write the exam with confidence and pass the examination. So those are some few things that I want to quickly highlight on before we get excited into our discussion. So if you learned something from this video, remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share the video so that others can also see this. Most importantly, let me hear from you if there are any questions you have, or if you have any topic that you would want me to cover on the next episode, leave it in the comment section. I want to read from you. If you want to enroll as well in our courses to study under my mentorship for your ICA, ACCA, CIMA, or ICAG examination, you can head on to our website, NhyiraPremium.com, or download the Nhyira Premium mobile application on the Google Play Store or the App Store to complete your enrollment. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp or call us 050-114-9296. 050-114-9296. Complete your enrollment today to join our community. Let me hold your hand, provide you with the blueprint that you need with the team here. Let us assist you. This is our mission. This is what we do. This is what we are called for. And we have the resources, the skills, the expertise needed to help you to pass the examination. So visit our website, NhyiraPremium.com, to read more about us. Or better still, download the Nhyira Premium mobile application on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You want to get personal? Hit us with a DM or send us a message on WhatsApp, 050-114-9296. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.